I am the rocket man they talk about. I jump from star to star, I'll walk it out.
Hey guys, my name is Shibby2142, and this is the first time I ever legitimately got super lost. I ended up somewhere on the very west side of the map, just going north, and then I saw someone's camp. I'm like, is that a house? Like, oh my god, that's a bus. So this is the first non-broken vehicle that I might actually be able to drive. So the only thing I had on my character, obviously you can see my water and food levels, I basically had nothing. But I found a frag grenade. So I made sure to equip that. But I'm like, I don't know if I should have that. I might like accidentally throw it and see what happens. So initially I wanted to play this very slowly because I've seen YouTube videos where people call it the loot bus and they just like store loot on the bus or something. So I'm like, oh, there might be a bunch of loot on this bus, but it didn't really work out that way for me. So I played it slow, trying to see if there's any guys around, but it was pretty deserted, and I just kind of do some shenanigans. So I guess the idea is, especially on these clan servers, when the main hive server, quote unquote, reboots, sometimes it'll just move the cars back to their original spawn. So they go around and collect all these cars, because there's only so many spots they can spawn, and then they'll take them out to their camps, such as out in the trees here, where typically no one will find them, or if those players do get killed, they know where they are, and they can go back and either gear up with loot if they put it in a tent or something like that. In my stupidity, I start driving the bus, which I probably should have scouted a little more, but I wasn't really thinking. I'm just like, holy shit, a bus. I don't know what to do. And then I see a car off in the distance. I'm like, oh my god, so a car. So this is definitely a camp. And then I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna try and loot the car, and then I need to find if there's other little camping spots around, because you never know. Usually you don't put all your apples in one basket, you try to spread them around. So at this point I'm like, alright, so the car, it doesn't have anything on it, I can't loot it or anything like that. I am going to make my way around and look for other tents or vehicles, or just see what I see. So I left the car there, leaving the bus there for now, and then I'm like, oh, did I just see a tent in my peripheral vision? I did. It looks like a tent to be down there. Like, oh no, I might get really geared up, because sometimes in the clan servers, like I said, you'll have a bunch of guys, they go and get some loot maybe from the airfields, bring it back here, and just put it in the tent, which the tent will just save. Sometimes it'll delete your stuff, or sometimes it'll duplicate it. It just seems very random. I'm not really a big fan of tents, I kind of just keep stuff on me, but there is nothing in here. So I was like extremely disappointed. I'm like, alright, well that's a complete bust. Let me try and see what I see if I continue searching around. At first I'm like, wait, am I like doing the tent wrong? I don't understand. Usually I've always heard stories of there being stuff. I'm like, well, screw this, I'm blowing up their bus. So I threw a frag grenade, first time throwing one, and that's on the money. At first I'm like, okay, well that kind of sucked. The bus just kind of blew up a little bit, and I'm like, well, I'm moving on. Screw this, the bus I guess needs 2 frag grenades. I'm gonna go get the car, and I'm gonna cause some havoc for these guys with the tents, because people setting up camps, in my opinion, is kind of lame. And then the bus blows up. So unfortunately, I missed the explosion. I want to play a hand here and help out, you know, the Daisy gods by forcing this bus to respawn in its natural habitat for hopefully, you know, some newbie character just to find and have fun with, because that's what it's about. I mean, hoarding vehicles all to yourself and your clan members, that's not sweet. So I'm like, you know, screw these guys. I'm gonna take out their camps. So the idea is you can pop tents with vehicles or bikes. So basically you just touch it and the tent will go down, and anything in the tent will be lost, and the tent you cannot recover. So I got it just to make sure, and yeah, the tent is gone. So hopefully these guys come back and they're like, who the hell blew up our bus, you know, smoldering in the air right there, totally on fire. It was me. Evil Shibby, bringing the justice. So now let's turn our attention to the question of the video. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Do you think that hoarding vehicles is fair? Or setting up big camps where you just go and collect everything on the map for yourself or a couple of buddies? That means you do have to play on one server, but I'm assuming that would be your clan server. Well, I mean, what do you guys think? Is that sweet? Is that cool? Is that how the game should be played? Or should it be kind of more of a level playing field? I don't know. I'm just saying, this is what I'm doing. That's what I felt at the time, completely unarmed. Yeah, at this point I'm completely unarmed after using my frag grenade, and I just wanted to, you know, sort out the map a little bit, play a role, help out, you know, the Daisy gods, and hopefully some newbie players will now find awesome vehicles. I then stumble upon another tent. Of course it's empty, so at this point I'm like, yeah, totally screw these guys. I'm taking it down. I'm burning it down. I'm taking down the man. I'm sticking it to the man by taking down this tent, this whole camping area, blowing up a bus, and then I took their vehicle on a joyride through the western forest, and it was fantastic. I enjoyed every second of it. Didn't run into anyone, didn't see anyone. I was just having a great time by myself, and that's pretty much the video. So taking it to them, the Camp Hoarders. My name is Shibby2142. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe or rate the video, whatever you want to do. I don't really care, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.